Don't waste your time trying to figure out this Social Security mistake, all right? And because this is such an important one, I want to bust out the PVC pipe of knowledge. Lots of knowledge in the PVC pipe. Luke, I am your father. Apparently Darth Vader never said, Luke, I am your father. Kind of weird. Mandela effect. You know for a fact, Ed McMahon and the Publishers Clearinghouse. They say that never happened. You know the Monopoly man wore a monocle. They say that never happened. And they're saying the Mandela effect is wrong. Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. Why would anyone put Stouffer's stovetop stuffing together if we didn't see those advertisements in the 70s and 80s watching football? I don't know. All right, so anyway, I read, where was I reading this? I forgot. Some people are griping about Social Security. My man Derek Tharp. Yeah, my man Derek Tharp. Let's I'll show you his post he made. All right, so here he's talking about, I still want to gripe about how much time Americans and their financial planners waste trying to track down their Social Security earnings histories after 2021. The older version of the statements gave you full earnings history and everything you need to both assess historical accuracies of your earnings history and to do any custom calculations. The new version is almost completely useless, because he says right here, early career earnings get condensed into 10-year bins. And I don't know how to do Derek's thing without showing all his friends and all that on Facebook, but he's got like 2,000 friends on Facebook. So imagine if you like Derek Tharp, he's done YouTube videos. I think it's just Derek Tharp. He's a finance professor at University of Southern Maine. Look, so he's got some Maine blood in him. I think he's from Iowa, probably went to Iowa State, so what are you going to do with these Midwestern Iowa State people? Cuties. But the fact he lives in Maine means he's cool, and he probably gets all the ladies, because if you live in Maine, you get all the ladies. All right. So I said, I want to do, because I tell you, man, I've had many people email me the same thing too. My Social Security statement doesn't seem right. I want to track down my earnings history. So, all right, let's go into this. We're going to take a guy with $50,000 a year, adjusted annual earnings. Again, so $50,000 today would be $40,000 10 years ago, $30,000 20 years ago, so on. This isn't specific, like to the dollar, just you get it. $20,000 30 years ago is the equivalent of $50,000 today when you factor in an average wage index. So what they do is you take your $50,000 adjusted annual earnings. He's got 35 years. That's his top 35. As we times them together, we get $1.75 million. Is his total amount that Social Security uses to figure out his AIME, average index monthly earnings, which gives us our PIA, primary insurance amount, the amount that we get at our FRA, full retirement age. Woo! Lots of acronyms, like we're being back in the military. All right, so remember, Chem-Lite batteries. Scanlon, go ask the first sergeant for Chem-Lite batteries. Okay. First sergeant needs some Chem-Lite batteries. Scanlon, get down, get down. And I was like, what? There's no such thing as Chem-Lite batteries. Who knew? Anyway, so again, this right here is our total earnings that Social Security is going to use to dictate what our total indexed earnings that Social Security is going to use to figure out what our benefit will be. Our benefit is our PIA, the amount we received at our full retirement age, 67. So we take 1.7 million divided by 420. That gives us our AIME, our average index monthly earnings, which is 4166. I can't remember the exact bend points. I think the first bend point is 1266 in today's dollar in 2025. I might be a couple bucks off. It doesn't matter. So we take 90% of our first bend point, and that means we get 1134 of that as our Social Security benefit. Well, 4166 minus 1266, we got 2,900 left for our second bend point, which we get 32% of that, which is 928 bucks. So this guy with an AIME of 4166 has $2,026 a month as his monthly PIA. That's the primary insurance amount, the amount he gets as full retirement age. If you don't remember that, then you need to go to remedial homework and watch all my videos starting back from March of 2018. Let's just say Social Security somehow screwed up and didn't count this guy for 10 years. They missed 10 years of his earnings record. They said, Scanlon, we don't like you. We don't like you're from Maine. You think you get all the ladies. We don't like that you like, you like freaking thrash metal. That's just crazy talking. And we don't like your politics, so we don't like you. We're going to pretend you only got 25 years of earnings, not 35 years of earnings. So we take my $50,000 adjusted annual amount, right? And we times by 25, it gets us 1.25 million. That's the amount we use to calculate our AIME. So we divide that by 420, because 420 is 35 years. 12 times 35 is 420 months, because we're trying to figure out our monthly earnings. So now we got an AIME of 2976 as opposed to 4166. Quite the difference, right? Well, you'll see, not a huge amount, but we'll go into it. So we take our first 1226, times that by 0.9, we get 1134. We take our second amount, in this case it's only 1750, because our AIME is about 1,200 bucks off. And we times that by 0.32, we get 560. So you can see the two differences. We get 2,026 if I had 35 years of $50,000. We get 1,694 if I had 25 years of 50,000 bucks. So that's a pretty big difference right there. That's what, 300 and basically 330 bucks a month, or 3,000, almost 4,000 a year. All right, that's a big difference. That might be something worth challenging Social Security on, doing some grunt work. I'm not so sure. But here we're going to say they only lost 3 years. They'll say, we figure you're married to Charlotte, you got 4 kids, you've been paying taxes, and you're an all-around good guy. We're still going to reduce your benefit, but we're not going to reduce that much. We're just going to pretend we didn't get 3 years of your earnings record. So in this case, I got $50,000 times 32, which gives us 1.6 as our total indexed earnings. Divide by 420, because there's 35 years, our top 35 years. That gives us an AIME of 3809 versus 4166. So basically, $300 difference roughly between this guy and that guy for having 3 years less on my Social Security statement. The first 1226 times that by 0.9. That's our first bend point, 1134. We got 2583 left over compared to 2900. So that's what, $317 times 0.32, 826 versus 928. So the difference is I get 1960 here versus 2026 here. Very interesting. So that's 2640. That's 66 bucks a month because they missed 3 of my years. 66 bucks a month. Is that worth going through all your records, filing a claim with Social Security, spending all kinds of time and energy and all that stuff? I don't think so. I highly suspect they won't lose 3 years of your earnings history either, but I don't think so. I mean, you could say it is. Now, let's just say they said, but Josh, I had $100,000 in a couple of years, and only gave me 50,000 bucks. Well, it's the same process here. I had 100,000 bucks in 35 years, but it only gave me 50,000. So an extra $100,000 or $200,000 is only going to change this number right here to 1.9. All right, so 1.9 is going to be that number there. And I need my calculator here. 1.9 will give us an AIME, 1950 divided by 420. That's 4643, 4643, 4643. All right, minus 1266. 3377 times 0.32 times 0.32, 0.32. That's 1080. 1080. All right, so we get about what's that? $160 more a month right there. If we had an extra $200,000 in our, well, that'd be actually more than that. That'd be 4 years. They missed 4 years of making $100,000 because we have extra $200,000. All right, so instead of having 50,000 times 35, we have 50,000 times 31 and 100,000 times 4. 100,000 times 4, and that gives us 1950 as our our total indexed earnings, which makes our AIME about $300 more. So that's 1,080 compared to 928. So that's going to make our benefit about 160 bucks more. Again, that's a month. 160 bucks more times 12. Again, that's what, $160 times 12. What is that? 160 times 12. That's less than 2,000 a year. I think my time is well worth more than 2,000 a year, but you'd be you. Anyway, I would not make that a Social Security stake. I just, we're going to take it and we're just going to go on. Just my thoughts. Love your thoughts. God bless. Smash that like button and we'll see you.